You're very nervous, so don't distract them. Okay, so this play has never been performed before. Apparently, we are the first ones. So we are making history because this is a play by Jean Tardieu. It's a modern writer. He passed away in the, relatively recently, 10 years ago. But this particular play has never been, apparently I researched, and we are the first, it seems like. So we have no model, so we pretty much improvised everything. So this is a group of upper division French students. And so I'll give a couple of words, especially for those of you who are not native speakers, because native speakers will see, because it's what's called une pièce à l'énigme, so there is a little trick in a play, and if you really follow the characters from the beginning, what they're saying, it took us actually, I think, 3 readings to realize that it's not a simple play, there is a twist inside, so if you don't get it, it's normal because it took us a while to understand. So for those of you who are not native speakers, so I'll give you a little introduction to the play so you have an idea. So we have 2 tableaux. One is, I think it's happening in the house, the second one is in Tardieu. And it's set in early 1920s in Paris. And the play, so it's set much earlier than the writer who wrote it. And it is, it's a satire, okay? It's a satire, it's a smart play, and it satirizes 2 things, which I think didn't change since 1920s, and also you'll be able to identify with it. So the first thing it satirizes, it's modern art. It's when you're supposed to look at a piece of modern art, and you see nothing, but you can't say that, right? You can't say that the king is naked, you're supposed to say, oh, that's very deep, right? And somebody pretends to, and this piece of art becomes very, very expensive afterwards. Nobody knows what it actually meant from the beginning. And we have historical precedents, a couple of artists who made their whole career, if you know about this, right? The dead shark story and stuff like that. So it's a story about modern art when very few people understand what it is, and you know, I can show you anything and say it's art. If you saw the film The Square, you probably understand what I mean. If you didn't see the film, see it. You know, it's how it's ambiguous, and it's also completely, there's no real criteria anymore. Okay, so that's one thing it satirizes, which I think hasn't changed since then at all, because 1920s, of course, it's a time when it appears first, you know, this so to say modern art, which is not figurative, right? It can be whatever. And the second thing is satirized also, which became worse since it's commercialization of everything, right? And everything is money, everything is commercialized, and so each character represents a certain part of society, actually. And I will introduce each character as the person who is playing it, because we haven't made the programs, so I introduced to the actors, so we do kind of everything a little bit differently. We be creative, which is fine. So I guess so we'll start, and I will introduce each student and each character and say a couple of words, so it will be a little bit easier to get oriented. So the first character is Mademoiselle. She's played by Miranda Reinhardt, who is still in high school, and join us, yes. And so Mademoiselle is an expert in modern art, right? And she's the one who leads the group. She's a guide, right? Okay. The second character is Dade, played by Abigail Stefan, who is one of my soon graduating students. So, her character is a brother who is there just to supervise the sister. Okay. All right. So next character is Nanine, played by 300 level student David Schwartz. And her character, she's a sister, and she is actually interested in art, but more than anything, art, she's interested actually in an art student, and who will be played by this young man. So she is coming to the excursion because she has some other parallel, stronger motivation. Okay. All right. Then we have Madame Goff, played by Jo Hedges, so it's my also upper division student, and Madame Goff, who is an elderly Parisian lady who is a little bit out of touch with modernity, but she's trying to keep up. Okay, so next character is Monsieur Quicon, played by Thomas Newman. So it's my also graduating honoric level student. So this is un grand vieillard, très grave. So this is a character who thinks he knows everything and he comes here to criticize the young. Okay. Then we have Le Charmant Petit Ménage. So, they always stick together because they just married, they're completely in love, and they hardly understand anything around them, and they just use everything as a pretext to be together. So, okay. And then you have this I introduced already. So this character Alphonse, and if you know French literature a little bit, you know that a name Alphonse is not just random a name for the French literature, right? Alphonse is it's a seducer. In French, yes, it's a famous novel, one of the first romantic novels called Alphonse. So it's played by Augustin Mendoza. So he plays a student who is actually art student, so who actually is in competition with Mademoiselle and who knows a lot about it. But he also comes here to show how smart he is comparing to her and to show off in Nanine's eyes. Okay, thank you. Okay, and then we have La Bonne, so played by Michel Martin, who is also my third division student, and so his character is a drunken housemaid. Okay. And finally, we have Margaret Wright, who is going to play, ambiguous gender. Maître. So this is presumably the sculptor they're going to visit, who is not actually a sculptor, but this we will see in the play. So she actually plays the host, who is not what they think he is, but he's not in the sense he's not in the know, right? This character is not in the know. So so that's what all the characters. So you have get an idea. Okay, and now enjoy the show.